Hey, Mitch, what's going on?
Hey, Pops. Need a little bit of fatherly advice here. I'm at a bit of a career crossroads. I'm trying to figure out what path I should take.
Oh, yes, that's an age-old dilemma. Finding the right career path is many times like finding a good fishing spot. Takes a little patience and sometimes some good advice. Not that I'm a fisherman, but I'm told that that's what it takes. And finding a good career is a lot the same kind of thing. I think starting with a good self-assessment is important. Have you figured out what you're good at, what you enjoy, what you value most, really what you want to do?
Kind of. I know I'm good at solving problems. I like working with other people. I also value flexibility. But beyond that, I'm not really sure.
Well, that's a great start. I, Identifying your strengths and your interests and your values is crucial. The last thing you want to do is to get into a career and find out, a few years into it that you really don't like it, you have no passion for that. So the kind of the foundation of your career is to think about those things that are most critical to you and then base your career choices on those. Without that, the whole thing, like I said, will topple over within a few years. You're going to be sorry that you did it, and you're going to be looking for another career path.
Makes sense. So, how do I go deeper into a self assessment?
Well, that's a great question, Mitch. There are some real nifty career assessment tools that you can use. Ever heard of the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator or the Strong Interest Survey? And those are just a couple that are out there. They can give you a clearer picture of not only what you might like, but what you might be good at and what will suit your interests and personality.
I tried the Clifton Strengths test. I found that one to be really helpful. It kind of told me a little bit more about the strengths that I had and where I could use some work. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think they're absolutely helpful. Now, one word of warning, when I was in high school, I think it was called the ASFAB. It was a military test that was put out. And per that ASFAB test, I had a strong capability in electronics engineering. So, naive me, I thought, oh, that's what I should do. So I signed up at college in electrical engineering. Before I even got there, I realized that's stupid. I don't have any interest whatsoever in electrical engineering. So I changed majors. And so we need to take into account your interests and your abilities, not just your capabilities. But that's a great place to start.
All right, I'll give some of those a shot. What else should I be thinking about?
Well, reflect on your past experiences. What have you done in the past? What has worked for you? What's not worked for you? What have you enjoyed? What have you not enjoyed? What made you happy? What made you feel accomplished? It's like looking through an old photo album. You'll see patterns and clues that will again point you in the direction that you want to go with this career choice.
That's a great point, Dad. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. They're like having a map when you're lost in the woods. They might not give you every detail, but at least they'll give you kind of an idea of where to go and point you in the right direction. Plus, they're kind of fun sometimes, um, kind of like a personality quiz, but with more practical outcomes.
Thanks, Pops. I really appreciate your advice.
Well, that's terrific, Mitch, and I'm glad to hear that. Remember, take your time, look at some of these things that I've mentioned, some of these questionnaires. Certainly, look back at what you have done to date and the things that you really enjoyed, and don't be afraid to change directions if you find that what you had decided on before might not be working out now.
Good point. I remember really liking those networking meetings that I would go to. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Exactly, and that those little memories are like breadcrumbs that lead you to the path, lead you down the path that you want to take to wherever your goal is. So you have to find those little breadcrumbs and then see if you can follow them and see where they're going to take you. Um, Leading a team, you might enjoy management roles or positions where you can mentor others. Those things are those breadcrumbs that I mentioned. So you can follow those to where you need to go.
Thank you. I really feel a lot more confident about figuring this all out.
Oh, no problem, Mitch. Anytime. Just go out and take those assessments, do some reflecting, and let me know what you decide on. And if you have any other questions that we can address, I'd be more than happy to get on the horn with you and talk about those things. But just remember to find something that makes you happy and makes you fulfilled, because you're potentially going to be there for decades.
Will do, Dad. Take care.
Yeah, take care, Mitch. Good to talk to you.
Talk to you later.
See you later.